program, and per mission basis, you may want to change that program. So you might want to use more if you're going A to A, if you're doing flares, or if you're doing SAM hunting. You know, there's not going to be SA-15s or 19s. You might want to use more chaff, you know.
Gotcha.
I haven't done that, but it's a possibility. There is a way to do it inside the jet. I am tired, so.
No, you're good. The steer points are to 0 as.
What about steer points?
Or not steer point, to 0 my bore sights.
0 your bore 0 your
sight.
HMD.
Yes, there you go.
All right, 1 second. So we're gonna go return dauber. All right. So go return dauber. Click on list on your ICP. Yep. Click 0 for miscellaneous. Click recall or a RCL for HEMIX.
What's RC? Where's that one? Because I can barely read the stuff that's on here.
RCL is right below list on the right above enter.
Oh, gotcha.
And then it takes you to your HEMIX display. Click 0 again. No, wait, not 0.
RCL?
That'd be sequence.
Oh, gotcha, sequence.
And then 0. And now you should see a cross in your HUD and a cross in your HEMIX.
No. I said right now it says MCS course line and it says course.
Click 0.
Okay.
Do you see the cross now?
Yes.
Alright, I think you gotta have a button down for this. I know you have to have a button down for this. Okay, the button is called enable switch -D press.
Oh. Enable switch -D press.
Mm-hmm. This is like the only case I know you'll actually need it.
E-N-A. Oh, E-N-S-E-N-A. Enable switch D press?
Enable switch -D press, yep.
Yep, gotcha.
Okay. Alright, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna line the 2 crosses up. Then you're gonna click your enable switch D press.
And how do I line them up?
You just put them on top of one another. So just line them up best you can with your head. Then it'll say align OK. Or aligning, and then say align OK if you got it right.
Okay.
Does it say align OK now?
No, I think I might have messed something up. Hang on.
Try aligning it again.
List. Oops. List. Miscellaneous. From there I do
the RCL for HEMIX.
RCL. Okay, now it says
and then sequence.
blink. Course.
And then 0.
Alright, just hit the ICP priority function 0, correct?
Do what now?
The 0 on the keypad?
Yes.
It doesn't do anything.
You don't see the cross in your head?
If I do, it's not moving when I move?
I mean, 1 second. Return dauber, this 0, recall, sequence, 0. Alright, try it again. Go list. 0.
RCL.
RCL. Sequence, 0.
Yeah, it's not doing anything. Doesn't change the screen or nothing.
Are you on a different mode besides, are you like air-to-air, air-to-ground mode at all? Huh?
No, it just says HMCS. HMCS align.
With course, A, Z, E, L, and roll?
Yep.
Shoot, what was the problem for that again?
Hit RCL again, or
No, one second.
should we just shine it?
Give me 1 second, I think. That sometimes happens to me if I do something. Anyways, what should happen is you would go there, you get to that screen you're at, then you click 0. It'll take you to, you'll see a cross in your HEMIX and a cross in your HUD. You would overlap them and hold them as still as you can. You click that enable switch depress. It'll say aligning, then it'll say align OK if you got it good. Then you will click 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 to cycle through your other alignments. But the first one's the only one you really got to align. Everything else is fine. And then you just do return dauber.
Alright, so I just hit sequence anyway, and now it says HUD blink, CPK or CKPT blink, declutter level 1, and RWR display on.
Yep. You should be able to hit sequence again. It takes you to HEMIX align. You take a 0 should take you to the crosses, but
yeah, it's not working. That's alright.
There is something I do sometimes that causes it not to work, and it is eluding me what it is right now.
Is it a toggle switch down the bottom right panel in the HUD panel? Oh, test step.
Are you missing something?
Yep. Sure am.
We'll see if that fixed it.
Yep, I think I got it now though.
You see the 2 crosses?
List 0, RCS, checkpoint blink, and then I hit sequence.
Sequence, and it takes you to HEMIX align, then click 0.
Yeah, it still isn't doing it. It's alright.
Alrighty then.
What do I bring load wise?
What do you want to do? Oh yeah, just first let's go to Realm Refuel.
Yep.
Click a pylon and ask whatever questions you got. Go for it.
Oh. Alright, so I would like to get better at harms first. So if we can load up our harm pods, are the
Do you want to ask me what any of the bombs do or what they are? We can load up harms just.
So the CBUs are cluster bombs.
Yes.
GBUs are all gravity bombs, basically. Dumb bombs.
GBUs are usually laser guided bombs.
Oh, okay. But like the air balloons, snake eyes, stuff like that. What's the difference between? They're all Mark 82s. Is it just different delivery packages?
Okay, so Mark 82 is kind of like the bomb type. So it's a 500-pound dumb bomb, is what a Mark 82 is.
Okay.
But you have kind of like you said, kind of like different delivery packages. So the Mark 82-500 GP bomb LD. LD stands for low drag. This is the one that you're going to be at just say 10,000 feet. You're going to come in at like a 45-degree dive, put the pipper on the target, press the weapon release button, and pull out. That's that kind of CCIP or CCRP bombing.
Okay.
You're going to be higher up because these low drags are going to drop fast. So air balloons and snake eyes are kind of the same thing, but they, like you said, delivery package in a different way.
Okay.
So air balloons deploy a parachute, and snake eyes deploy some fins that slow it down.
Okay.
So these are both high drags. So if I'm in an F-16 and I want to hit a SAM site that has cannot track you if you're below just say 100 feet or 200 feet.
Bring the high drags.
And I want to use dumb bombs. I'm going to bring high drags. I'm going to come in at about 50 foot above the ground, just zooming. I'm going to have these in CCIP probably. And what that's going to do is I'm going to release the bombs, but they're not going to impact until several seconds after I'm gone. A low drag would impact about the time they're gonna maintain your momentum because you released them at just say 600 knots. They're going to maintain 600 knots for the majority of their fall. So they're going to impact right as you're flying over them. So you could take damage from that. But if I use a snake eye or air balloon, they're going to deploy parachute or fins that slow them down. So if I'm traveling 600 knots, they may start slowing down from 600 to 500 to 400, right, really quickly. And when they impact, I'm going to be long gone. Or maybe not long gone, but I'll be far enough away that my jet will not be harmed by the bombs. So they do exactly as they say. They're Mark 82s, but they just have a slightly different delivery package. Now, you can go into your SMS page and you can change the fusing on them. So I can turn a Mark 82 Air Balloon or a Mark 82 Snake Eye into a low drag if I wanted to. Now, they're a bit heavier than normal Mark 82s because they do have the parachute or fins built into them.
Okay.
So they're going to drop a bit harder, and you'll see that in your CCIP bombing, but I can turn them into a low drag. That's not their primary purpose, but they're able to do that. Whereas I can't turn a Mark 82 low drag into a high drag. I don't have anything like that.
Okay.
And we were talking about clusters a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's touch on them real quick. There's different types of clusters. So if you go to Pylon 7 and look under bombs category, you're going to see there's 4 different types of clusters. You got 103s, 105s, 87s, and 97s. So the difference is your 97s and 105s are going to have a little bit more penetrating power to them. So if I'm trying to hit light armor with them, or trying to hit maybe even some medium to heavy armor, I'm going to want to take 97s or 105s. Okay?
Okay.
87s and 103s just have just pure clusters. I think they may spread a bit wider and do a bit more destructive damage against very, very light armor like Humvees and troops, but stuff like tanks they won't be able to affect real good if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Then you see there's the 103s and 105 says they have with wick mid, and the other ones don't.
Okay.
So wick mid is basically wind corrected. So if I drop a 87 or 97 at CCRP, just say 15,000 feet, and there's a high crosswind, the 87 and 97 is going to drift a little bit. These 103 and 105s, if you drop them at 15,000 feet with a high crosswind, they're actually going to steer themselves back to where you originally dropped them or attempt to.
Okay.
So they're going to pretty well land where you always drop them. But I think they're a little bit heavier than the other ones. So.
Alright. I have my weapon systems loaded up. I'm already in the harm page in air to ground mode. I should have it all loaded up. I just need some targets.
Alright, give me 1 second. I'll get loaded up. What other questions you got?
I'll let you know as soon as I find one out, but right now I'm kind of drawing a blank, so.
Did you take 4 or 2 harms?
I brought 4.
Okay.
I did bring the
Sounds
harm
good.
pod as well, so I know I need that.
You don't actually need that.
What?
It's nice to have, and I would recommend it, but you don't need a harm pod to shoot harms.
Okay.
Surprising, right?
What does that change inside-wise?
So, just as Mavericks have their own weapon page,
Mm-hmm.
where you don't use your targeting pod if you don't want to, harms have their own targeting page as well, or their own weapon page.
Yes.
So think about it like this. If I want to shoot a Maverick, I can just use the Maverick sensor, lock on that way, and fire. But in general Maverick terms, we want to bore sight it to our targeting pod. because the targeting pod is much clearer. We can see much further.
More information.
Yada yada yada. Huh?
More information.
Yes, more information, and we can then just slew the Maverick over to the targeting pod it locks on. We fire that way. It's easy. But the harms are similar. So the HAD pod's job is kind of like the targeting pod's job. It gives us more information and different ways to launch the harm. Right? The harm itself can be launched completely without that HAD pod, though. It has half a dozen or more methods that can be launched without the HAD pod. And there's actually reasons to use them over the HAD pod. The HAD pod is great at picking up radar signatures and giving us either a good visual with a targeting pod or a good visual with a harm, so they can get a lock on fire.
Probably see us better too.
Yes, but you don't always. So the SAM sites in this game don't always act like they should in real life. SAM sites in real life, they're going to move, they're going to turn their radars off and all that. And because combined arms is a thing, it's entirely possible that somebody could jump in a SAM site and you launch a harm with a HAD pod, somebody picks up on that SAM site and just moves it. That harm is pretty well useless. It may regain, but it may not,
People can use ground targets on this game?
Yes.
Oh, what?
They can jump in a SAM site, turn the radar off, and move it a mile, then reignite it if they want to. Yeah, it's possible. So let's just go ahead and get taxi in here.
Alright. Let me refuel before we go.
Alright. So, like, you can do the range unknown modes and all that in the HAD pod, in the harm targeting pod. And you can launch this thing at a steer point until it's, between, in this 20-mile radius, 10-mile radius, 5-mile radius, whatever it may be, there's a SAM site. And you're just going to launch it, and that harm is going to keep on scanning that area where you launched it until it finds a target, and it's going to redirect itself towards it.
Okay, cool.
Now, like I said, in this game, majority of stuff ain't going to turn off. So a HAD pod is pretty much always better. But in real life, that's not always the case, and the harm is actually could be better than the HAD pod. Even when I'm not carrying harms, I like to have a HAD pod a lot of the times. It's just a definite way to pick up on SAM signatures and know where they're at versus you.
Okay.
But it really don't weigh a lot, and it gives you reassurance and if you think you're going to be in a contested area. So.
Yeah, I am ready when you are.
Oh. Turn off my smoke.
You what?
Turn off my smoke pod.
Oh, what'd you do? Oh, I showed you in the grass.
Server must be lagging a little bit, or I might be lagging a little bit.
And now I'm guessing the symbology on the bottom of the HUD is for the harm, correct?
Are you in air to ground?
Yep.
Yes, that big rectangle at the bottom of HUD is for your harm.
Okay.
Make sure, I believe you got to power them on too.
It's already powered on.
Sweet. Alright, so if you'll pull up your weapon page, after you power on your harm, you're going to see
SMS or the weapon?
Weapon page.
Alright, 1 second. I'm getting on it right now.
It's all good. You can put the HAD page right next to it if you want to. We'll compare the two. Are your harms off?
I guess so. I thought they were on.
I'll check
So
them.
go back to SMS.
Yep, go back to SMS and check them.
I have the 88s there. Okay, now I got it.
You should see a dashed red.
Yep.
Oh wait, I forgot to make a call out. Nobody's here. But that would be how your harms would track by themselves
Okay, so you have that instead of the HSD.
or instead of your head.
Or the HAD, I'm sorry,
Mhm.
HSD.
And this has piles of ways you can launch a harm that way.
Okay.
It's actually pretty amazing how in what ways you can do a harm. I mean, like, man, you can be like 40 to 60 miles out from a target, be like 40,000 feet, Mach 1, and this thing will give you tall symbology. And you can,
Oh, wow.
it'll give you, and you will be flying up there, and it's just going to show you a little dot, and you're just going to zoom up at like a 30, 40 degree climb. That's going to give you another click to show,
And just
to
let
tell
her
you
rip.
to just let her rip. And you're basically tossing this thing at 40,000 feet at a 40 degree angle. Just letting her rip 60 miles out, man. It's actually pretty cool.
Alright.
So, you want to do increment or formation?
We can do increment, that's fine. Or
All
formation's
right.
fine, I mean.
You tell me which one you want
Yeah,
to
with
do.
formation.
All right, scoot up next to me on the right then. All right. Yeah, there's a bunch of server lag, but that's fine. Also, before we take off, let's do this one thing real quick. Go to list. No, you don't even have to go to list. My bad. Just click on 1. That's going to take you to your TACAN page. Your T-ILS.
Yep, I'm there.
Sequence over until you see AA/TR or A/ATR.
Yep.
All right. Now you go to channel and click put 65 and then enter. That means 64.
Whoops. Hang on a sec.
If 64, then enter.
What's that do?
They're about to see. So your channel
Okay.
should be 64, your band should be X-ray, and your TACAN should be A/ATR. You got that?
Yep, A/ATR, X-ray, channel 64.
All right. So return dauber,
Return.
and you should see your homepage, your DED.
Yep.
At the bottom right, you're going to see 2 numbers now. It should say 0.0.
Yep. That's a
That
distance.
is the distance between me and you in miles.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
one way you can keep up with me.
So now if I do that, I can also do that, I'm guessing, for... Oh, no, never mind. I see you. Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
It won't show you the location of me, I don't think.
Just the distance.
Maybe you could do something in your crotch that shows you where I'm at. I'm not sure.
Well,
That will show distance.
I know that I could pick you up with the data link anyway, so...
Yes, you can pick me up with data link, but it don't tell you distance.
Yeah.
That will tell you distance.
Sweet.
Alrighty then, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to hold brakes down. I'm going to run it up to 80-85%. And then I'm going to call brake, brake, brake on the third brake. We're both going to let go of brakes, and I'm going to go partial burner about 20 to 40%. You just keep up with me or get ahead of me.
All right.
Alrighty then, running up. You good?
Yep.
Alright, brake, 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 brakes off. Partial burner. Rotating about 170 knots or so. 170, pulling up, 5-degree climb. Nose up. Wheels up. We're going to come out of burner about 350 knots. I reckon we got to find a target too. We might just fly straight north and see what happens. 350 knots. I'm coming out of burner.
I can't tell if I have my. Yep. Okay. Cool. Those are up. Out of burner.
Yep. All right. I accelerated right at 400 knots. I'm going to make a slight left-hand turn, keeping my 5-degree climb. So let's maintain this 5-degree climb. I'm going to keep it maybe about half throttle here, about 11.5 fuel flow for a little bit.
Alright, that's about right where I'm at.
And we're going to, let's just go straight north for now. We'll probably pick up on the SAM site soon.
Yeah, it's soy already.
I'll give us a steer point to go to so we can start playing with our systems in just a second here.
Well,
I reckon you can use your heading bug if you want to.
That mission was at steer point 7, where the silos and some of the vehicles were. I don't know if it changes or whatnot, but steer point 7 was where it's at.
Alright, so my heading bug right now should be... Oh. So I'm going to do a heading bug of true north right now.
1 second.
I'm going to maintain right at a 5-degree climb. And...
I'm trying to do it, but me getting out of this mouse is a pain in the butt.
It's
It
all
doesn't
good.
want to release, and I'm still climbing like crazy. You said
It's all
5
good.
degree on the heading bug? Or straight north on the heading bug?
Yeah, straight north right now.
Alright, straight north heading bug is...
Heading bug with attitude hold. I'm right below a 5-degree climb right now, so... Alright, I'm going to get on the F10 and find us something to do. We actually got SAM sites at Sakumi right now still, since they reset the server. That might be a good one to go to.
Yeah, why does it drop me out like that? I'm not staying a level, but even with that on.
Let's go about 310 for... Let's change about 310 heading. Sound good?
310, Raj.
I'm shifting left.
Now, are you holding level, or are you still climbing?
I'm still climbing.
Oh, crap. Okay. Whoops.
We don't level off at 10,000 feet in 16s. We like altitude. Just maintain about half throttle or more to keep your speed up.
Coming back up to you.
Awesome. Alright, so... Go ahead and fence in, so master arm on. Anything else we're going to need for this mission on? Oh, yeah, you see your countermeasure suite? Over on your left?
1 second, can't look yet. I'm
That's
trying to
all
get
good.
lined back up with you. A little tricky without the headset and stuff on and you blinking. Alright. We're still climbing, correct?
Yes.
Alright. That's good. Yes, I see the that pad.
Alright, to the left of it, we see threat warning aux that says search, act power, altitude, and power. We're going to click altitude. It's going to illuminate low, and we're going to click search, and it's going to illuminate S.
Altitude.
Altitude and search.
Okay.
So what we just did is we're going to start identifying whatever the radar is seeing. And we're going to, instead of devoting most of our resources to air and partially air to ground, we're devoting majority of our resources to air to ground targets now.
Alright.
So we're gonna pick up on a lot of SAMs coming up here soon.
Yeah, I can see the one that says SS and I have an SS and an S. I'm not sure
Those
if
are
it'll
not
make
our
it so.
targets. Do you see these 6 right here?
Not yet. Oh yes, that is a 6. I can barely read
Yes.
my MFDs. They're all
That's all good.
fuzzy.
6 is gonna be one of our targets.
How far out are you scanning?
My HAD pod is just doing it all by itself.
Okay.
Also, let's go ahead and level off here. So altitude hold. Maintain about the same throttle we had.
Pitch out hold. Or just
Yep,
attitude hold.
I got altitude hold at heading bug. Alright, so if you slew your TDC over that 6 and you TMS up to lock it
Yeah.
in air to ground mode,
Okay.
so do that real quick for me.
I'm on him. He's red.
Alright, look in your HUD. What do you see?
The drop line.
No. What else do you see?
That's all I can see right now.
You don't see a rectangle?
Oh, I see the rectangle. Yes.
Is it blinking?
No.
Then you're either not in range or
He's right
he's
on the
not
edge of
locked up.
mine.
Alright, so let's shift left a little bit.
All right.
So I'm gonna
So
heading bug a little bit to the left.
Does he need to be in that square or lined up better? Cause it's still not blinking.
Is your master arm on?
Yep.
Put your cursor back over it and lock him up again.
1 second. Let me unlock him. Oh, now it's blinking.
That is your cue to fire or harm. So hit that weapon
Winchester.
release button. That's actually gonna be Magnum.
Magnum. Which one's
Magnum's
Winchester?
Winchester's when you're out of stuff.
Oh shit. Okay, well definitely not that. Now I'm heavy on one side, so let me trim.
Magnum. So you just fired your harm.
And trimmed out my aircraft. No.
Altitude hold's gonna do a lot of the trim for you. So that plus heading bug will actually do all your trim for you. Alright, so do me a favor and put TGP on the opposite side of your HAD pod.
Okay.
Or I might have to evade some missiles here in a second. We're getting kind of close. But
Swap. Swapped.
alright, so if you lock up that 6 again,
Whoa,
it is
my
gonna...
joystick's not working.
Hmm.
I pulled right and wanted to go left.
Sounds
The
like
hell?
you have something's inverse somehow.
Dude, it's been doing this to me a little bit though. Like once I get up here, it starts getting all funky on me.
We'll have to check your keybinds. Something might be a double... Oh, we got missile out. Missile out on us. Go defensive.
I'm trying, but I'm just kind of rolling around in one spot.
It's all good. Chef and flare, dive to the dirt.
I'm just gonna turn my head and bug and all that stuff off and do it myself.
Well, I mean, if you try to roll right and you're heading back straight, then it's going to try to roll you left. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Your heading bug is going to try to autocorrect for you like that.
I shut those off now. Still with you though?
Huh?
I'm still with you.
I'm about to stall out. Level flight towards the SAM sites.
Gonna
Come
lock up the
on,
next
girl.
one.
I'll give her a little bit of burner.
No, like I'm not rolling all the way upside down right now.
You're with me still?
Yeah, I'm doing a no. It's making me do a barrel roll and drop about 40,000 foot. Am I? Is it?
I gotta figure out where you're at.
This is so weird though. It did that shit to me the other day.
Looks like you're lagging a little bit. Are you?
Rifle.
You mean Magnum?
Magnum, damn it.
Yeah, there's a 15 we can lock up there. Magnum.
And then turn and break, yeah?
Yep. And so that's the easiest way to get harms off the rail. You find them in the head pod, you lock them up, press the weapon release.
Oh, yep, there it is. Something beeping on me now. Okie dokie.
Alright, let's figure out what's the next target.
I already got him locked up.
Good
He's
deal.
on a azimuth of about, let's say 20 degrees, 10, 20 degrees. Well, for me anyway, I know her headings are gonna be a little different, but
You know, it's pretty amazing what these harms can do too, man. So, I just locked up a target that was at my 7 o'clock, like almost directly behind me.
oh crap.
And the harm gave me cue to launch, so I launched it in front of me and it just went to the 180, climbed up, and now he's dropping on the target right now. Man, it's pretty amazing what they can do. Imagine a missile that can make a full 180 to hit its target.
Oh, yeah, I can only imagine some of the stuff that they have now. I got him locked. Going full
Give it a
afterburner. I'm gonna
harm.
try and toss it.
See where you're at.
Winchester? I see you on my data link. I'm coming to you.
It's like you're lagging a lot in the server. How's it on your side?
It's okay for the most part.
Huh. That's wild. Like, my F2 view of you looks weird, and the F10 view of you looks weird. Like you're not even moving and stuff. Huh. And like my TACAN isn't working for you either. I can't see your range. It just shows 0, 0.
I see 21.4, 21.3, 23.4.
Maybe I'm just desynced, like really bad desynced. I don't know. It's pretty weird.
Yeah, look here. Are you? There you are.
You just like teleported on my screen, right? Are you 29?
Yeah, it won't let me lock you. I would have locked you up.
Huh.
It says you're at 11,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb a little bit.
Are you only at 11,000 foot?
Yes.
Oh dang, I'm up here at 28,000.
I dodged a couple missiles.
Those were not mine.
Couple sand missiles.
I got one more.
Alright, so want to find you another target?
Yep, on it. I see.
Why don't we?
What's that one say? 10.
Where's it at?
Oh, 1 second. Getting back over to it. I see a 10. I see an S.
10 is gonna be SI 10. Is it kind of northwest of our
Yeah.
location? You can launch on that if you want. Like 10 can knock you up from a good ways away though, so be mindful of that.
My God.
Huh?
No, I'm getting it.
I must have an awful desync, man. I might have to restart my computer or something here in a minute. See if it gets better.
Alright, so if it's green, it's friendly, right?
On the hat pod?
Yep.
No, green means that it is the radar has stopped tracking, like it was turned off. That was its approximate location before it turned off.
Winchester.
Magnums.
Magnum. I'm gonna remember it. I just call it a condom. Fucking rubbers. Trojan.
Was that your last one?
Yep, that was my last one.
So now you're Winchester.
Now I'm in. Yeah, that's why I said it this time. I mean, no, no, yeah, I'm out now.
All right, so well, we had about, let's go 020 degrees and let's start climbing up to 30,000 feet or so. Sound good?
Yep.
So there's currently some enemy planes 60 miles out, Angels 18. Let's go knock them down.
Hell yeah. I'm at 26,000, cruising that away.
All right.
Raj, I see him. I got him. You want me to data link him to you?
What you mean?
The target that I have locked up, I can link to you, correct?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I can see the same targets you can see.
Okay. Well, never mind then.
I mean, if you can see them on a data link, then I can see them on data link. Oh yeah, I got some serious desync is what's going on. I'll just restart when we get done with this flight. Because I can't even see these enemies on thing.
My pod's expanded though. So 1 second, let me knock that off and put it to normal.
Which way are you flying?
I am flying 026,
Okay.
and I got them at about 29. No, that's more than 20 miles. 1 second. Right at like 40 miles.
I got one locked up at 13.
Oh man, you're close.
Well, that's his altitude.
Now, IFF.
Yes, that'd be TMS left.
And it says scan and then it stops. How will I
If I
know?
hold TMS left and nothing, no, I get no signature back, which I didn't this time.
Yeah.
Then it's not a friendly. If it's
Okay.
a friendly, then you'll get like a little green icon pop up next to them. That's pretty obvious. If you want to, we could jump inside of a DCS dogfighters or something like that, and
Oh, it's okay. That's perfectly fine.
yeah, and we can do some BVR or dogfighting or whatever.
Oh, they're a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah, they're about 24 miles, 23 miles from me right now. I can't tell where you're at or they're at really with the desync I
They
got going on.
disappeared.
Holy shoot.
Do you see them?
Did they just disappear and reappear for you too?
They haven't reappeared yet. Oh, there they are. Oh, where'd they go?
Maybe the server itself has desync. Maybe it's just not me. They said there's some to our right and some to our left according to F10 map.
I think I'm going to the ones to the left now.
That's where I'm turning right now.
But I still can't lock them yet.
He'll be within 20 miles.
Okay.
You just gotta put your radar in elevation about where he's at, and they will pick up on him.
Oh, how about my radar? Well, they're following my radar.
What you mean?
Like when you put it on like 20, 30 degrees, like for the width, they're following it. They go
Do you
with my
mean
cursor.
Are you talking about there's like the little two lines and there's two numbers there?
Yep.
That is not your width. That is your antenna elevation. So it's current. So mine says 03 to 19.
Yeah,
So 03 is Angels 3 and 19 is Angels 19. So 3,000 feet to 19,000 feet is where my antenna's looking.
okay.
So if there's an enemy at 20,000 feet, my antenna's at 19,000 feet, I won't be able to lock him.
Gotcha. Well, I think I might have just lost him then. Yep.
I'm
Lost
having a
my heading.
power.
I think I might have just turned way too far.
Yeah. Check your HSD and see if they get there on that. I might just go ahead and restart. This is getting annoying because every
Oh,
time
yep, there they are.
I go in on an enemy, they just like disappear and reappear different places. So let me restart my computer real quick. I'll be right back. All right, you got me?
Yep.
Awesome. Let's see if I still got desync.
I'm RTB to steer point 0. I'm
You
almost out
want
of
to
fuel.
go to steer point 11 or 13.
11 or 13 base.
11 is Katasi, 13 is Kubaleti. Unless it's been
So
changed
I'm
since
going
then.
to Katasi.
Kubaleti's our main base. Katasi's closer though.
All right. Steer point 11, you say, correct?
Steer point 11 will work.
All right. Check what my fuel is right here, real quick. 4,329 pounds.
Plenty of fuel. You can go very long ways on the 16's fuel if you use it right. Or you could go very short ways.
Yeah, I found out yesterday it go very short when you have to burn a lot.
Especially if you're close to the ground after burning a lot. You will not get very far. You'll get there very, very quickly, but 5-10 minutes and you're hitting the dirt because you're out of fuel.
The other thing I was unclear about too yesterday was when we were flying, the call signs. We are.
So the F-16s are the 472nd. We use Skull or Reaper usually.
Okay, yeah, that's what they were saying yesterday. It's like Katasi Air Base is Reaper 11, request taxi to airfield 07. Right.
Okay, so and we'll go over all this before you go for your basic check flight. That's part of the training you got to go through. But that's pretty much right.
And I had to say
So
Katasi at the end.
here you don't. I'm starting to do that because it's what we do in real life. And saying as you're wanting to become a pilot, you said you might want to start doing that too.
Mm-hmm. No, that's the same thing they were saying too.
So if I was making a call out, so I'm working on my private pilot myself. I'm at 7.3 hours, but
Okay.
I fly out of a untowered airport. So I don't actually have any experience with towered airports yet. But if I'm making a call out in real life or in game, then I'm gonna use Kubaleti. I'm gonna instead of using the actual aircraft's name, I'm just gonna say school. So that'll say Kubaleti traffic. Skull 11 taxiing to runway 07 for departure Kubaleti.
Gotcha.
So we start designating who we're talking to, who we are, our intentions, what we're going to do, then end it with Kubaleti. That way, if they didn't know who he was talking to beforehand, they know on the last sentence. Because sometimes sometimes you're talking to somebody or something's going on when you don't catch the first thing they say, you know?
Yes.
So the last statement, Kobaletti, will clarify it for them.
And how do I get out of my air-to-air mode?
You click air to air.
Oh, okay. There we go. There must have been a lot of... Oh, yeah, there is stuff on the ground. Alright, heading to steer point 11.
If you're in nav mode, at the bottom right of your HUD, you should see like 20, 30, 40 miles, something like that. That's your distance to your steer point.
Under...
Bottom right of your HUD. I think it's 2 or 3 up.
Alright, 71 miles.
Ooh, you went way out there.
Hold on. Am I getting locked up? What is this? Look at you hiding there en route, you sneaky little bastard. Mm-hmm. Alright, where do I find the heading? Like if I wanted to find the exact heading to that steer point from where I'm at to put it into the autopilot.
Come back now.
Onto the bug.
Come back now.
What?
I said come back on that statement. Say it again.
How do I to put my new heading onto the heading bug? Do I just keep rolling it until it's lined up, or would I find out exactly what my heading is?
Just keep rolling it till it's lined up with whatever heading. I mean, if you're wanting to do your steer point, you just put it in your steer point bug. You know?
Alright, yep, that was what I... Gotcha.
We just use heading bug for majority of that flight because I didn't really care to find a steer point. I don't know if there is a
Honestly, I'd
steer
rather
point.
use the steer points. Or the heading
Me
bug than
too.
the steer point.
I like steer points better, but we use heading bug.
What's that?
Let's do that too. You just make them and you know where you're going. Heading bug has good uses though too.
Now,
this desync is.
Shift K. Let me find out what the approach has to be for this airfield. We're not going to Kubaletti. We're going to Kunasi, right?
Katasi, yes.
Oh, Katasi, right. So,
What do you want to know?
Oh, I'm picking out how I'm supposed to come into this airbase. 2,700 feet at 1-8. Alright, so I need to be at 2,700 feet. I'll go ahead and start coming down.
Yeah, are you talking about pattern altitude and all that?
Yes.
Okay, pattern altitude across heavy is 2,500 feet for pattern altitude. That's across heavy. That's either 2,000 or 2,500. I can't remember.
It says 27 GND, so 27 to the ground.
That's for Katasi, but an actual heavy in our server we use is either 2,000 or 2,500 feet.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we're gonna be doing the heavy standard, not the Katasi one.
Where is the override for the Oh, ding dang it. Override for my autopilot.
What you mean override?
Isn't there an autopilot override?
Like if something happens, to
AP off.
turn your... and just turn your autopilot off. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I think I done answered it. I think I know what
The
my problem was. So the button on the left for the autopilot, it has 3 steps. It's got attitude hold, steering select, and roll select.
it's got several different modes.
Well,
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention to some of them, so I think that was half the issue why my attitude hold wasn't staying where it
Okay,
was.
so if I have A/P off, nothing on the left is gonna matter. Heading select, attitude hold, or steering select will not matter at all. Right?
Okay.
So the left, so your right is gonna kinda, here's the best way to explain it. Your right is like your vertical autopilot, and your left is like your horizontal autopilot, right?
Okay.
So, but the right ultimately controls if you're an autopilot or not. So, if I actually want to use autopilot, either you have to be an altitude hold or attitude hold. And that's going to control it if I'm flying level, like level straight and up and down, or if I'm climbing or descending at a fixed rate. On the left, we have heading select, attitude hold, and steering select. Heading select is going to be your heading bug. Attitude hold just means you're going to stay level. You're not going to fly right or fly left. You're just going to stay level, right? And steering select means you're going to go towards a steering point you have selected. So if I have attitude hold on heading select, I'm going to climb at one certain degrees towards my heading bug. If I have altitude hold and attitude hold, I'm going to fly straight and level. I'm going to not climb at all. I'm not going to turn left or right at all. I'm just going to be perfectly straight. It's perfectly still. Got that?
Yep.
And if I just say altitude hold at steering select, I'm going to maintain my altitude, but I'm going to turn towards my steer point.
Dropping across 10,000 now.
If you want to break your autopilot without actually clicking the button,
Yes.
you can do that by turning or climbing really fast, turning really hard. So if
Taking
somebody,
the break.
if I get fired on by a missile, I'm not going to reach down there and click the autopilot off. I'm going to roll that Joker inverter. I'm just going to dive. As soon as you do something like that, your autopilot's going to auto click off. It may try to correct you at first, but ultimately, you have control of the plane. If you rank that thing hard, the autopilot's going to go off. Does that make sense?
Yep.
If you yank that thing and go, the autopilot's just going to click off and give it to you. Now, if you make a slight roll to the right because you want to correct for something, the autopilot's going to correct that because it thinks it's like a wind change or whatever, right?
Okay.
But if you yank that thing to the right, it may try to correct you at first, but it's just going to click off and give it to you.
Right, it's 2 miles out.
So to answer your question, really, there's not a surefire. I mean, to override it is to make a evasive maneuver, kind of like, if you know what I mean.
Yep, I got you.
Only other way is to click down. You go down there and click
So
it.
you said 28,000 is what, or 25,000?
2,500.
2,500.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. There now.
Awesome.
And some change. And also the landing speeds, we want to touch ground at about what, 140, 150?
If you're at 140 or 150, you're about stalling out of the sky.
Okay, so 170.
You can do 140 to 150, but you'll be if
It'll be rough.
you'll either be like dropping like a rock, or either that, or you're slick with like no fuel left. So
Okay.
you'll be, if you're slick with no fuel left, you can probably land at 140, 150, no problem.
All right.
But if you've got some fuel left, a few bombs left, a few missiles left, something like that, if you're at 150, you're gonna hit the ground like a freaking rock.
0.11 is not an airport.
He might have changed it. Oh shoot. I don't even. You are so far desynced with me.
You want me to
You
log
should.
out and log in?
I done tried. I think the whole server's desynced. There's a MiG 29A at negative Angels 30.
How about here? I'm gonna log out from this one. I'm gonna start my own room, and I'll just pull us into that, and that should get us right on track.
It's showing that Steer Point 11 is still Katasi, but
I was just flying over it. I didn't see anything. It was right in the middle of a bunch of trees.
Casmon not updated some stuff.
New server. Integrity check.
We could, let's see.
Alright, server name is Stickum. And for right now, let's just make password 1234556. Now, do you want the IP and the port?
Let's see.
I'm gonna go ahead and load in a mission. Oh crap, I never unpacked those. 1 second. That's gonna be on the desktop. Alright. And coming back in. And dang it. Hang on 1 second. Oh jeez. Okay, so save games, DCS missions. D minutes. D users name save games DCS open beta and mission admissions. Aha! Getting better. There we go. Got some missions in there now. Alright, BFN and weapons trainer.
Alright.
File does not exist. It does too. Oh, do I actually have to take them out of that folder? Okay, now it might. Close that down, try it again. Yeah, it's not showing them now. Maybe it's because I'm trying to do that while it's in the game. It's an MIZ file. Oh well, that's alright, I can open up a different one then.
I'll be right back.
Yep, you're good.
Shoot. We could also find actual servers too.
Alright.
I don't know why the heavy ones have been, or at least the Sasalas have been sucky lately. Usually it's pretty awesome map. Used to fly on the pile.
Yeah, because I can't do any of the campaigns that I have on here. I can make a fast mission and just see what it does. from ramp. F-16, block 50. Enemies are good. Theater of War is the Caucasus. Let's make it wintertime. Weather's random. Alright, let's make it clear. Generating. It's gonna take just a second. And it's smoke break. Alright, weapons, sidewinders. Provide support to friendly forces in contact with the enemy. You'll be supported by a JTAX unit. Manus. Alright, so that looks alright. I guess maybe that won't let me start it in multiplayer. Hopefully it does. Oh, it doesn't. Alright, well then. We go here. We go quit. Let's see if we can save it. Save debriefing. I'm gonna go ahead and restart DCS. See if it'll get those missions to work. There you go, where's there it is, save games. Save games, open beta, missions. Alright, so all those are back in there and that file is closed up. We'll reboot DCS. Try again and hold on for just 1 second while it's booting. DOS boot. Still not bad for first mission. Oh, first time ever really flying out anywhere besides sitting at the runway doing ramp starts. Legend, you back? Yellow. I probably had to go tinkle. Yeah. Need a snack too. And why is it not booted yet? Oh, there. How? What's up now? Alright, good enough. I can go file. Save as that, see if it does any different. That. Multiplayer. New server. Alright. Aha, I got it. I'm gonna figure it out eventually. Usually I always do. Usually always. It's a new one. Alrighty. Guns only, missiles, guns. 15. Base house. AG typical cast. Alright, well, let's go for some GBUs. GBU 38s. I'm not in the sky already, am I? Hmm. Bummer. That's not what I wanted. Sorry, I have to go ahead and go back. Well, crap. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off then, since I'm getting this figured out. And it's been cool though. Super dope. We'll have some more of it tomorrow.